Good morning. It's him again. Oh Lord. Monday the 17th of March 2025, Santiago de Compostela, northwestern corner of Spain. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. I don't know if the machine picked it up, but the big cathedral here has a bells. They actually ring all through the night. So, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. Now, I'll sit down. Oh, got my nice little room, monk cell. I'm not a monk. I've avoided becoming a monk. Where does this thing sit? So, well, now, one could use that as an excuse to do nothing. This all happen. Let God do it all, as it were. Because there are many situations where to do, as it were, something just for the sake of doing something, for one's own sort of personal specs, eyes going, age creeping up on me. Just, I've got to do something, then, go on a march, scream and shout against this or that or the other thing. Well, that's more for one's own personal kind of thing. It doesn't achieve anything. The second war in Iraq. I'm British, whatever, I was living in England at the time. I wasn't actually, I was living in the south of France. But never mind, or somewhere in France. Dans les massifs centrales, j'ai vécu là. Anyway, that war was going to go ahead, regardless. They were planning it in America in October of the previous year. There's Mr. George W. Bush strutting his stuff at the White House on, I think it was Monday, but the 23rd of March, 2003 or 1, whenever, bang, that's what we're going to do. I couldn't stop it. There were marches, all this weapons of mass destruction rubbish. We, the West, but America primarily, but Britain, with the poodle, Mr. Tony Blair, following Mr. George W. Bush, committed monstrous crimes against humanity. Why aren't they in jail? I couldn't stop it. Right, so then we're back to be still and know that I'm God. God knows about us, his creation, human beings. The way we are, what we do, what we behave, how we behave, and all the rest of it. There's Psalm 139, verse 16, which will come to me. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be, which almost means that one's life is preordained. And a beautiful example of this is Saul, who became St. Paul, of course, on the road to Damascus. His whole life was planned out by God to be God's sort of spokesperson, all the letters in the New Testament and so on. So Saul was persecuting the Jews before his conversion on the road to Damascus. Shiny coat, wet nose. Sorry. Excuse me. So, mouton, returning to our muttons, returning to our sheeps. Be still and know that I am God. God's the boss. Full stop. That's it. Now, why did he create us? If our lives are all kind of fixed, planned, as in that verse from Psalm 139, I mean, we don't. What's the point of us? Why bother? Well, clearly the world exists. There are 8,000 million human souls now in this world, plus more. We, each individual human soul, you, me, them, everyone, we are God's creation, the epitome of his creation. What we do and say, what we say and do matters. He's put us here in his world, this is the way I see it obviously, to run about here, there and everywhere, whatever, strutting our stuff. Not very nicely, very often. To put it mildly. I mean, I listen to the news, it's quite early in the morning, it's still dark here. But it's just before dawn. Thy will be done. God knows about, God was, God is, God will be. God was before the Big Bang. God will exist after the universe collapses in squillions of years ahead. Why can't human beings see that? Right. Any human being who thinks they are the big G's has got it wrong. Before God, we are nothing. So be still and know that I'm God. Do nothing then? Just let the world march on? I mean, I listened to the news this morning. America, the Houthis in Yemen were stopping the ships going, and I don't know, America started bombing them again. Israel, my spirit, the Holy Land, they're still killing people. And apparently a ceasefire or whatever it was. Their plan is to have a greater Israel. So let's just kill as many as we have to kill, just to achieve our ends, our little human ends, which will come to nothing. Take a look at history. Dictators through the centuries come to nothing. Try instill the memory of actual living human beings, the Second World War, and a certain Mr. Hitler. You know, he was going to have an empire to rule the world for 1,000 years. The geezer in America, whose name I will not say, thinks he's going to rule forever. Look, we're all going to die. We're all going to be pushing up daisies. I wish I were a Monty Python. How many funny words can you turn up for dead? Parrot comes to mind. I only laugh because otherwise I'd cry. Well, I do cry. Be still and know that I'm God. Right. Here I am. I just felt the goings on in the Gaza Strip are so blooming awful. What can I do? Well, I got on an aeroplane and flew out here to the northwestern corner of Spain, to the third biggest, most well-known place of pilgrimage, Santiago de Compostela, St. James of the Starry Fields, because I think the stars led them to here, and etc., whatever. So be still and know that I am God. He needs us to do things as well. At present, the best I can manage is to speak. Right, let's end the film. I've got more candles. Got 4 candles. It's dying. Poor little candle. But I've got 5 more, so be still, and know that I am God. Amen.